Hey everybody, thanks for watching another video here on Vivo Garage. In today's video, we are getting the STX-R. Still need to find a name for it, but well, we'll figure that out as we go. But we are getting it ready to get painted. We're gonna start by tearing it down. We're gonna paint the bottom first, flip it back over, and then do the remainder prep work. I have that section where I've got to fill it back in with some SMC filler. So we'll get that done today and then get it painted. So I'm super excited for this. I was going to do this in 2 videos, but I figured I'd just kind of knock it out in one. So it may be, unfortunately, a little broken up, but just know at the end of this video, we will have the paint applied and start getting this thing back ready for assembled. So stay with me. Okay, so I didn't film it, but I got the gas tank out. That was a complete pain in the butt, but thanks to my friend Luke, he came over to give me a hand. Just too difficult of a job to manhandle by myself. But we are ready to flip this thing. I'm gonna start at the bottom of the hole first and get all that kicked off. And get that ready, because I think that's going to be the easiest part. And then once I can get that done, get that painted, get it flipped back over, we can attend to the rest of this. So we're going to get this pulled out and proceed to flip this thing over. Should be fun. All right, this is exactly what I needed it to do. As you saw in the video, we kind of were flying by the seat of our pants on it, but ultimately we got it done. So we raised it up. We then brought it over to the grass, flopped it over onto its belly, lifted it up, brought it over. What are you doing, camera? And then we had to kind of just adjust it a little bit, but here we go. Okay, I got stuff cleaned up quite a bit, and then my friend went and just kind of marked all the spots that need attention. There's some rough spots all kind of through here, but I think they'll sand out. But this probably being the worst spot on the lower part of the hole. I'm going to grind this out, and then I've got some SMC filler we're going to be putting in there, as well as here. And then of course right here, this is the the direct bottom of the hole, and you can tell this thing's been beached a lot. We got a kind of a chunk out, so we're gonna fix that. And just some other areas as well. But I'm gonna start grinding this stuff down and start getting it ready. So we are going to start getting this thing ready to get painted. I'm going to give it a thorough wipe down and just kind of get it prepped work. Make sure I got everything that I wanted to get done. And then after that, we're going to start spraying the paint, which then I'll be doing the color reveal on it right before. So well, we got everything prepped and ready to go. I taped everything off that I don't want to have paint on, like the exhaust, the transom hooks, some of the other things, all that. So it's pretty much ready to go. Well, it is ready to go, but here is our color reveal. And I love the look of the newer Kawasaki jet skis, and they are all base coat black. So I got this Restoration Shop. It's an acrylic urethane, which is recommended for the SMC holes, but it is jet black. So we are going to get this mixed up. It's 4-to-1, so I've got the hardener and then the paint, and we're just gonna give it a nice light coat. Luckily right now the wind is not hardly at all. This area that I live, this is like a little wind tunnel, so the morning times are always better. So I'm gonna, hopefully we can get this whole thing shot on the bottom today and then let it set, and then we'll get flipped over. But we'll just do a time lapse. So while we wait for the epoxy to dry for the reverse thing, we can start getting all these decals off. One, they're in the way to paint, but two, we're going to put on some different ones. And then of course remove all the padding and stuff, because we got new stuff for that's going to go down. So I'm just going to start removing all of these decals, and then, you know, remove some of the other pieces like this and this that are gonna kind of get in the way for painting. I'll probably leave like the gas selector and choke and stuff like that on. It's all, you know, I can just tape over it, and I'm not too concerned if that gets paint on it. But so I'll just set up a time lapse and we'll just start knocking this stuff out. So I already got the other side stripped, and I'll show the whole thing when I got it done. You can kind of see back here, this is all done. I didn't want to do it on film or any of that because it's just really tedious, boring stuff. So I'm just going to time lapse this side and get all these decals off. And then I'm going to start chipping away the damage area here. And then I'm going to get all the residue cleaned up from all the mats that I pulled off. So we'll get that worked on. Well, I've been busy on this. I didn't do any of the filming of this just because, I don't know, it's probably just boring to watch or anything. But as you can see, I got this repaired here. I can feel a little dip in it, but, you know, I'm not a body person, so it's, you know, I think hopefully it won't show in the black. I did go through and also just kind of get some of these little nicks and stuff like this here done. All along here there was some nicks as well, and then just kind of circling around this, I sanded it down and put some filler in a low spot. Kind of same thing along in through here, in there, and all just over. I mean, I gave it a good once over, and so it may not be 100% perfect, but I think it's going to be maybe a 5-foot ski. So as you can see, it is ready to paint. So I've completely cleaned it, sanded it, the whole thing down. I've wiped it down. It's as good as it's gonna get for now. I'm gonna get this thing ready in place, and I think I'm gonna be okay with the weather. I mean, it's in the mid 60s. There's some rain clouds, but it's not supposed to rain at all, so I'm gonna give it a shot. And worst thing I do is I just have to put it in the garage for a minute if I start feeling any raindrops. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna attempt to get this thing painted. So I'm gonna get everything set up. I did get the gas tank back in. That's a lot easier, especially when it's empty. I still have to put the oil tank on top of it, but just getting the gas tank in. I contemplated putting the engine back in, but for now, I think I'll just tape this all up when we drop the engine in, just to kind of protect it as best we can. So yeah, we'll get this going. Well, I just did the second coat. Nobody needs to watch me paint again, but it's orange peely, but I contribute that to the fact that my air compressor does not have enough pressure. But I'm just going to wet sand it out, and I'm going to do the bottom first just to make sure, but I'm super happy with the way this came out with the tools I had, and I'll show you what I did this with in a second. But yeah, I pulled it in the garage because I wanted to have it. It's super tacky, and I didn't want bugs flying in it or anything like that. Not that they can't do it here in the garage, but you know, maybe less. I mean, there's a bug right there, but they'll sand out. But yeah, overall, I'm super pleased with it. I can't wait to start getting this thing put back together, and we'll go from there. So I think that's where we're going to call this video. Yeah, super happy. So this is the compressor I used, which is not a very big one at all. It ran constantly. I made sure the power, or the air pressure, was above 60 at all times. And then I used this gun and had the air pressure regulated for the gun here on this. Now, with all that said, I know the paint job is very orange peely, and I know I'm going to have a lot of wet sanding to do, but for this compressor and this cheapo Harbor Freight gun, I think it did a phenomenal job. So what do you guys think? I love the color. I think it is going to just pop. I've got some accent colors that I'm going to put on it through decals, and the mat, the floor mat that goes in the footwells and then on the back. And then yeah, we're going to start getting that. But first I need to get this wet sanded. So I'm not going to show any of that in my next video, but what I will show is kind of how it is turning out and all that. I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to wet sand the bottom first just to kind of make sure that that looks good. Last thing I want to do is have to repaint this thing. So thanks for watching. I appreciate every view I get on this. And if you want to see more of this jet ski or the goat ski, consider subscribing. I'm really hoping that this channel grows, but my jet ski videos aren't that popular in views. It's kind of hit or miss on stuff. So if you want to see further content on any of these jet skis, let me know. I'd be more than happy to do it. I do plan on this summer getting some more videos of riding around and just kind of getting some vlogging going on with it, and we'll see how that goes. But I'll quit rambling, but thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it, and until the next one,